Right, so I've decided to try to run some LED lights underneath my established backyard skating rink. Most people that I saw on Facebook group run the strips underneath the liner, which it was too late for me to do that because I already had poured my water and had frozen. So, but I thought where there's a will, there's a way. So I found something that's submersible. It's marine grade. This is what it looks like. And basically it's the LED lights are encased in silicone. Pretty good amount of silicone. And the LED lights are inside there just like that. So anyway, it comes with, it's 50 feet total, but it comes in two strands that are 25 feet long. So you get these. They look pretty cool. They're nice. It comes with a remote and a few other things. And this is kind of how it connects you. You make the connection. There's two of these guys. Boom. The other one goes in there. And this is the controller box, so it's controlled. It actually will sync to music, and you can change the colors and all that. And then you do have to buy one other component, and it's this. This is the part that will plug into your power. And then I just used some wire nuts and then covered it in electrical tape. But I didn't know that it actually came with a connector that I could have used. If I can open this box, I'll show you. Also got some fish tape, because I'll do another video to show how I ran my how I'm gonna do all this. And then it also came with that. Oh, it came with, you can, if you use this for your boat, you can just plug that into a cigarette lighter. And it also came with these guys, which is I didn't know I had this, but I think you crimp this down, this metal piece down, and then you can use like a blow dryer to just shrink those and make a watertight connection. That's another way I could have done it. And then this is the controller, or the power source. It changes the AC voltage to DC and the correct type of voltage. They ask, how do I plan to run the lights under the ice? So a few tools are required. So I got my drill and a hole, just basically hole cutter. And then I'm also gonna use, you need a hose with your water, tap water. So you want to start drilling your hole. So I started right here. And then you don't want to go too far, because if you can puncture your liner. So basically, like when I saw water coming out, that's when I used my hose, and you just put your hose in there. And then that will melt the rest of the ice. The water out of the tap is like around 50 degrees. So that's what I did to get below the ice. It's about 4 inches thick. Then this is masonry line. But before you do that, I used a fish tape, which this is only a 25 footer. I was hoping at first that I'd be able to go all the way from this hole all the way to the corner, but the fish tape kind of goes on the curves the further out it goes, so I had to do additional holes. So I did a hole here, and I put a red flag. I used orange surveyor's tape to mark where my fish tape is, so I can see it under the ice. So I was able to get basically like about 6 feet, and I drilled another hole, and then I used my son's hands to get that orange tape, or you can use pliers to grab it. And then once you have the fish tape through, then you can either do the masonry line from down there, or you can do it as you're pulling the fish tape out, and then just kind of do knots in each section as you do another section. So here's my other hole. Same idea. You use your hole saw until you get to like the very end, and then so you don't puncture your liner, you can just use the garden hose to melt the remaining half inch or so of ice. And then finally, this is where my power is going to be. So my LED lights, they need to come from the same source. So I can't like have one in one corner and one in the other because of the way the connection is. So I'm going to have my power there. I have an extension cord, and I'm going to plug it in, and I'm going to run it basically. Now that I have my masonry line going all the way from there to here, I can connect my LED strips and then just pull that masonry line and pull those LED lights underneath the ice. And I'm also going to try to, I'm not sure I'm going to do this, but I'm going to try to spread them out so they're not just, one line. I'm going to try to have one going like somewhere here, and then the other one will just be going along there. And it's 25 feet long, and this rink is 25 feet, so I'll try to make it look somewhat decent. But the idea is just to get some lights underneath. So yeah, that's the game plan. So next video I'll show the finished product, hopefully. Right, so right now I'm just running the lights under the ice. So I'm pulling on the string here, and the strips are going under the ice, and I'm just going to keep pulling until they go all the way through. Now the one tricky thing is I want the white side up. The white side is where the lights are, the back side is where you normally adhere it to. Meant for a boat or other stuff, so I don't want them flipping around, so that's gonna be a little tricky getting that part figured out. But 60 degrees today, or just about 60, and ice is definitely a little wet, but because it's 4.5 inches thick, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna melt. We'll make it to this warm spell, and then a few days we'll be back in the 20s and teens, and everything will solidify again, and we'll have nice beautiful lights under the ice. Hopefully they work. To be determined. Alright, well here's the finished result. So the hardest part, as I expected, was arranging the lights in some type of pattern. I wanted to kind of get the circumference, but it was just hard to get those lights to work, especially because it was under the ice. I could have drilled more holes and used my fish tape, but I just didn't feel like doing all that. It was kind of a pain in the butt. So, but it looks cool. I mean, the kids are gonna enjoy it when they're ice skating on the lights and all that. It's sort of just a little bit of a boring, non-meaningful shape, but it could be arranged in any kind of shape you want if you just put in the time and effort. And obviously before the ice forms is the best time to put the lights down. But there's different patterns, so let's try a few different things. So auto is where it just kind of does different patterns you can do. You can play it to music. I can't take a video and play my Spotify, but this is like, right now it's on music mode, and it'll change. If I go and step next to it, it'll kind of give you an example. So here I am. So it'll change lights as the beat of the music, as it senses the beat of the music. So that's pretty cool. Then it's got, different colors. You got red, green, blue, yellow, green, blue again, I guess, orange, violet, and then white.